Good evening, Wizards Nation. I just figured I should get on live real quick. Just to chop it up regarding the Wizards, but also an article dropped yesterday. I'm late. I'm late. That's okay. No, it's not okay actually. Regarding a redraft from last year's draft. Obviously, we had three dudes that we all admire here in the DMV in Sarr, Carrington, and Key. And in the redraft, wouldn't you know it? Look, my PC's are fucking up. Wouldn't you know it? Sarr gets disrespected, as he pretty much did. Since he's joined the league, this man, like in the summer league, granted in the summer league, he put that upon himself a little bit, but like still, even with that, people were calling him a bust right out of the summer league. And I'm just like sitting here, like, dude, have we not learned from the past? For those who are saying or labeling a player a bust just off of their summer league experience, it leads me to believe that you are 21 years old or younger. Honestly, you haven't experienced I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, but I'm being dead honest with that one. I'm just get straight to the point. The Athletic. My apologies, not Bleacher Report. I'm not gonna associate Bleacher Report with this. Actually, I like the Athletic. I actually really like the Athletic. This is weird. I also really like Greg Fingberg. He's dope. The Athletic, and the author of this article, I believe, is San Viceni, and I'm going to get to him a bit later. They dropped a redraft, right? And they didn't even have Sarr in the top 10. Sarr went 2. Only person who went above him was Zachary Risache. I have feelings. I'm in my feelings. Because in my opinion, there's two dudes I would consider taking over Sarr. And that's just me. I mean, I love Sarr and all this fun stuff. But I would consider. Not even set in stone. Castle's the primary one. Maybe even Risache. Now, actually, I think I'll keep Sarr over Zachary. But everybody else, they can piss off. I think we hit it with where we were at, the number 2 overall pick, considering how, everybody who went beneath us, Red Wings, Sarr outside the top 10 of redrafts. Yeah, it is, dude. It is. Oh, wait, let me make sure this is good. But anyways, looking at this right here, I'm just like, okay, Castle number 1. Okay, I can see that. I can see that, Risache number 2, you'd have to debate me. You have to bring out the Excel spreadsheets. You're going to have to bring out the plus and minuses. You're going to have to bring out the NBA nerd stats. Ideally, I still would lean towards Sarr because of his unicorn abilities here and there. Granted, I know Sarr's super raw. I know Sarr has a lot of learning to do. He needs to get bigger. He needs to improve his rebounding rate. He needs to improve his interior presence. All that fun stuff. I kind of still would take Sarr based on his trajectory. Now, going to 3, McCain. I'm sorry, but no. I understand that McCain had a terrific season last year before he got injured. He's an undersized 2. And his defense ain't shit. And his TikToks ain't shit either. No, I'm not saying. Even though I really like McCain. He's dope. He's really good. But is he going to be even the starter? Is he even going to start for the Sixers going forward? They got Edge come at a 2. It's going to be Maxey. They're not going to. I don't know, dude. I view McCain more as a mold of a 6-man coming off the bench. But still, Reed Sheppard at 4 is insane. I'm sorry, but Reed Sheppard at number 4 is freaking insane. The man barely played last year, and you're going to take him over Sarr, who, just never mind Sarr's rookie campaign, who he actually exceeded expectations. Granted, the expectations lowered after the Summer League. I don't know why. Because Summer League's not the end-all be-all. But going to this, taking Reed Sheppard over Sarr, where NBA executives and draft pundits, not even draft experts, people who work in the NBA, not people who work in freaking ESPN or freaking, The Athletic, people who work within the NBA took or predicted or projected / have Sarr ahead of Sheppard in their boards. And you're still going to take Sheppard over Sarr? What has Sheppard shown? Even in the limited amount of time or the playing time that Sheppard played with the Rockets last year, he wasn't shit. What has Sheppard shown? This is insane. First of all, you gotta. I'm at loss of words right now with this one. Like, it's just like, whoever wrote this. I mean, it was Sam Viceni, and I'm gonna get to him a little bit later on. But like, I'm sorry. Like, it's either you did this on purpose to get clickbait, or DMT. You did not write this sober. I'm sorry. Taking Sheppard over Sarr is freaking insane. It's freaking insane. I wouldn't even have to take Sheppard over Klingon, Buzelis, Edie, Wells. I wouldn't have Sheppard in the top 10. Honestly. What is wrong with people? Taking Sheppard. What the, like, it doesn't, like, he added nothing to his palette, and yet you're still going to take him in the top 5. Isn't this a redraft? Anyways, I'm going to get back to Sheppard. I got more to say about that. Klingon, I'm sorry. I'm not taking Klingon over Sarr either, even though Klingon's more experienced. Klingon's more, a little bit more advanced as of right now. I think Sarr's upside is much higher. Buzelis, I love Buzelis. I think if I were to have Buzelis, I think he would be 4, maybe even 3 on my board, honestly. I think he might be behind Sarr. I wanted Buzelis. I was looking, like, didn't he fall to 11 last year? I think it was Buzelis he fell to 11. And I was just like, dude, and the Wizards, we had to pick 14. And I was like, what? Trade up to get him. Trade up to get Buzelis. We ended up getting Bub, which I'm fine with. I like Bub. But still, I really wanted Buzelis. I wanted to go with Sarr and Buzelis. Could you imagine if we had Sarr and Buzelis? Whew! Anyways, Holland is insane. I'm sorry. Taking Holland over Sarr is probably even more... actually, no. I was going to say it's more insane than Sheppard. But no. At least Holland had something to, like, show from his rookie year. But he didn't show that much. Yeah, you're right, Red Wings. My bad. Zach Edey, he had a solid rookie year, actually. Even though he struggled in the playoffs. Granted, he's a rookie. But I still would take Sarr. Jalen Wells, same thing. Is Jalen Wells going to be a starter in this league? Perhaps. But, I mean, he's definitely going to be a guy in a rotation. But still, I still would take Sarr. Sarr's a starter in this league, in my opinion. Khalil Ware. I also like Khalil Ware coming out of the draft. I think the Heat got one with him. But still, I think the Heat would take Sarr over Ware in a heartbeat if they had a chance. So basically this is behind a paywall, and I'm not trying to pay for this shit. I'm not going to sit here and give money and try to contribute to you slandering my players. Apparently Keyshawn, pick 24 last year, he is now redrafted in this same article as number 13. I think that's even low. I think I would take Key over Ron Holland, honestly. And I'm saying that sober. I would take Key over Ron Holland. I would take Key over... I don't know. I would take Key over Wells. And that's saying a lot, because Wells had a spectacular season as a second-round pick. But I would take Key over Wells. I would take Key over Sheppard. The fuck? I would consider taking Bub over Sheppard. Actually, no. I would take Bub over Sheppard. What is up with this Sheppard love? What did he do? I'm sorry. Like, the math ain't mathing with this one. Sheppard did nothing. I'm pulling him up right now, stats. Because people are going to say, oh, he can't play. He didn't play because obviously the Rockets are a deep team and they need, they got no minutes to pass around. Reed Sheppard. In 52 games played, 12 minutes, fuck your ads. 35% from the field, 33% from the three. Granted, just 12 minutes. And he's 6'1". Oh, I say 6'2". All right, whatever. He's 6'1" in my book. I'm sorry. You're going to take this over Sarr? Not only that, you're going to see this overall, I don't even know what to call, I don't know what should I call this, like display, and you're going to be like, oh, that's what I needed to see. I'm sticking with him at 4, even though he went 3 in the real draft. What? It doesn't make any sense. Sam Viceni. Okay, let me get to Sam Viceni. Who's I think I'm not saying. I don't know if I'm saying his last name correct. Sam Viceni. Right here. Sam Viceni or Viceni. Let's call him Viceni. Viceni is a guy who I actually respect. Believe it or not, he wrote this article. Honestly, I have used Viceni sources in my videos. As a matter of fact, I believe in a Keyshawn George video, I used a Viceni video. He was talking about Keyshawn George in the Summer League, and I believe I used it with his podcast host, mate. I forgot the other dude's name. But with that in mind, I also will admit this is done with The Athletic. And I actually said this in the beginning of the stream. I like The Athletic. It just screams that you did this knowing it would cause a bit of a stir so that you can get clicks. That's my conspiracy theory. Do I think Viceni really thinks deep down that Sheppard is better than Sarr, or he would take Sheppard over guys like Buzelis, Edie, Wells-Ware? I don't think so. And I'm not trying to, cover for him, but I'm just like, either they told him, it was like, dude, we need clicks, we need views, you need to do something. And I understand it. As a content creator, sometimes, you make a video and you're just like, oh, shit. To me, the worst part about making these videos is just like titling them. I don't know what to title these videos. So sometimes I understand. So sometimes you exaggerate in the titles, da-da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? I feel guilty sometimes, but like, I mean, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game, apparently. And with this, I'm just like, but granted, this is the content. This is not the title of the video. To me, the content has to stay consistent, stay accurate, and stay honest. That's the 3 key ingredients in my book, or whatever. Everybody can have their own book or whatever. But like, even then, I don't, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Honestly. Let me put the chat over here. Because, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. See, this is the part where I get worried sometimes. See, I'm an overthinker, so I'm just like, what if I were to be working for like a fucking, I don't know, Monumental, you know what I mean? And then they're just like, dude, we need you to drop an article, we need you to do a video, but prioritize making the views first. And I was like, oh shit, what do I okay, Alex Sarr bought a motorcycle and he freaking, ran through people on U Street. And I make an article on that, and people are obviously gonna click on it, and it's fake news. I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, I don't know if that's not honest. I don't want to stoop to that. And I'm not saying that this. I mean, I just don't know. I don't get it, because I with Viceni, like I've seen his work. I respect his work, but I don't know why he's like. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Not only do you put Reed Sheppard over Sarr, when you put Reed Sheppard over dudes like Buzelis, Edie, Wells, Ware, who all had stellar rookie seasons, and Sheppard didn't show shit his rookie year. If you were to replace Sheppard with Sarr in this list and put Sarr at 4, this list would be kind of even then I wouldn't take McCain over Sarr, but it would be kind of commendable. People will look at it. People will be scrolling to Twitter. They would see this and be like, yeah, I agree. And they'll continue going. You know what I mean? But You see, we're scrolling to Twitter to a DMV, and we're just like this. And when you see this list, we're like, oh, hold up. We stop scrolling, and we see the list. I was like, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And then obviously it grabs our attention, seeing Sheppard there, number 4. I don't know. You know, I see. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm definitely not trying to make any excuses, but I'm just trying to see from where he's coming from, because like I said, going back to Sheppard's stats, like, what is this? Corey Kispert had a better rookie year. Anthony Gill, what is this? And I don't want to hear that whole, he didn't play many minutes, so he can't get in the rhythm. Yeah, it doesn't. I get it, but what did he do in the G? Wait. What did he do in the G League? Did he dominate in the G League? I know he has some stints there. I don't know if this was last year. Sheppard. He had 31 points. So apparently, is this true? I'm sorry, I'm not fond with G League stats. I don't know. Okay, I guess, yeah. He had 3 games last year in the G League, averaged 30 points, 47% from the field, 40% from the 3. Is he using this in his evaluation? It was just 3 games. Am I backtracking right now? I'm not backtracking. I'm still sticking with this. All right, whatever. That worked out miserably for me. But still, apparently, Reed Sheppard cooked in the G League last year. But even with that, we're seeing freaking Sarr cook with the French national team. I believe he had, 19 points in 13 minutes recently, even though apparently he's not playing that much as of late. But they're exhibition games. I mean, you ideally, if you went freaking top 3 in an NBA draft, you should cook in the G League. No ifs, ands, or ors about that. But even with that, I'm sorry. I'm still taking Buzelis over Sheppard. I'm still taking Edie, Wells, Ware, maybe Holland. Yeah, I'm taking Holland. Only because he's the second. Klingon, yeah, you need a big. McCain, yeah, he's not in my top 10. Sheppard's not in my top 10. I'm taking Keyshawn George over Sheppard, so that he's not 11. I'm taking Bub. Yeah, I'm taking Bub. So he's 12 right now. Our precious Baguettes had 13 points and 6.5 rebounds last year on 2.4 assists. 27 minutes of play. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know, man. I could. No. See, I wanted to keep this stream PG. Because when I first saw this, I was like, what the heck? But then I saw Sam Viceni's name on it, and I was just like, you know what? He's a good dude. He's reputable. I've used his sources in my videos before. Something's fishy. Something's fishy. Either he's a huge Sheppard fanboy or Sheppard's his step cousin. Is Sheppard his step cousin? Or his brother-in-law? Come on, AI, don't fail me here. Reed Sheppard is not Sam Viceni's brother-in-law. Sam Viceni is married to... How about this? Sam Viceni, Reed Sheppard, Las Vegas. No picture. Well, let's see if they went to an In-N-Out. Detective Rose here. Let's see if they have a picture together. This is his channel, I believe. Game Theory. This is him. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. This is him. It's a better picture. This is the guy who hates Alex Sarr's guts. So Sheppard goes for 21, 5, and 7 in the first 38 minutes of his game. Then in the last 90 seconds, he drops 11 points, including 5 clutch free throws. I don't want to hear it. Okay, so he sounds like he's definitely a guy who is a Reed Sheppard fanboy. Probably consistent with that coming out of the draft. He's definitely a guy who's been on Reed Sheppard for a while now. He's a good dude, though. I'm not going to sit here and talk ish about him. He's a good dude. I just abhorrently disagree on this Alex Sarr disrespect. Not because I'm from the DMV, not because I take the red line of DC, but because the facts are right there. It's right there. Somebody actually showed promise in their rookie year, and the other one didn't even get playing time. Granted, it was on a playoff team, but when he did, he wasn't. He didn't show anything. Granted, Sarr was inefficient as well, so I can't say anything. But 35 and 33. This is a big year for Sarr. I mean, for Sheppard. I actually read articles saying that Sheppard might actually get playing time this year. I mean, he should. They lost Whitmore. They kept him. They didn't include him in the Durant trade. One thing I will admit, that mustache is... See, I can't grow in the middle right here. I can't grow in the middle right here. That's a healthy mustache. He voted after Summer League. Interesting. Anyways, let me know what do y'all think? What do y'all think? I have a feeling now his last name is pronounced Viceni. Viceni. Let's just call him Sam. Let's just call him by his first name. Sam. How could you do this, Sam? Why? Sarr, with the video I dropped yesterday, the 5 bowl predictions, it was alright, you know. Sarr, I think, if we were to make a prediction for his stats this upcoming year, I'm calling 15, 8, and 3. Is that bad? Is that bad if Sarr does 15, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists? I'm calling that. But the most important thing I'm looking for is efficiency. I want that to improve. He's definitely going to get more than 30-plus minutes, probably 31 minutes a game. 15, 8, and 3. Listen, 2.4 assists. That's an underrated aspect of Sarr's game. Interior playmaking. Just give him a bag. Give him a front court mate. He gonna cook. I want to see some Sarr and Vooch lineups. I predict that Sarr will forget to wear a cup against the Warriors, get nailed in the buttholes with a cheap shot by Draymond Green, then have to miss multiple games due to a testicular injury. You see, Draymond has that testicular position, so I wouldn't count that against him. Draymond, that man, his aim. If you watch all of Sarr's, actually, let's move on from Draymond. Sarr was so inefficient, but he can get a lot better in his sophomore year. I completely agree, Eli. Yeah. See, last year, 39% from the field, 31% from the three, on 5.1 attempts. Man, this man in the beginning, man, he was shooting the threes like he thought he was Clay. Let's just be straightforward. He was out here just literally camping out there in a 3-point line. I want to see this improve. 39.4. Let's get it up to 44. Let's make marginal steps this year. Let's get it to 44. I'm not saying 47, 43, 44. Let's get this up to maybe 33, 34. Like, Sarr's going to be one of those guys that's going to continue to progress. Like, he's not going to make a big jump next year. He's not. He's very raw. He's going to have, like, that Denny Avdia progression. He's just, bigger, like, continue to grow. Boom. His 4th year. Boom. Doug Arby says, Brian Keefe is pretty bad. When the Wizards are ready to contend, they'll move on to a real coach, perhaps. I am actually leaning towards you with that one. But let's see how this season progresses, though. But I actually, I would say I kind of agree with you, Doug. I heard Sarr was spending a lot of time in the weight room. He needs to make that in his second time. Yep. I mean, we saw it in the summer league. He looked a little bit bigger. It still has a ways to go. But we saw it in the summer league. He looked a bit bigger. Hopefully with that comes more confidence. Yeah, I have a new rule in my head, y'all. I'm going to try to keep these streams below 30 minutes. Because I've noticed that my streams go 40 minutes, and I feel like that's a little bit too long. So I think 30 minutes is a sweet mark. And then we're going to go from there. But yeah, man, going back to Sam and Greg. Greg says, I'm sorry, but putting Sarr at 11 in the redraft is crazy work. It is super crazy. That's demented work right there. I agree with you, Greg. Yeah, I was going to get on this yesterday, but I had to drop that video. I'm going to start working on this Cam Whitmore video. I can start working, just start, Let's see here. Keefe isn't bad. He just doesn't have the talent to win on a regular basis. Keefe is a good progression coach. Like, he's a good coach where, he's a good tank coach. Let's just be straightforward. I'm over here beating around the bush. He's a good tank commander. He is. He's going to ensure that the ship doesn't sink. He's going to ensure that all the sailors on the ship are properly taken care of, properly fed. Everybody's doing their job. Granted, the sailors are only 17 years old. They don't know how to catch fish, but you know what? They're moving in the right direction. We're all headed to this right direction. I think we're going to get a new captain soon. More experienced captain. Castle goes number 1 in the redraft. He does. He does. And I think there's no denying that. There isn't. You could probably have a conversation with Sarr, but just with Sarr, it's just more of just like, if you really have him at number 1, it's because you project him to 3 years down the line from now to have this continual growth and just him being, and like, hopefully an Evan Mobley type. I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs around a lot more than anybody thinks, kind of like Randy Whitman. That's true. That's what I'm saying. That's why what Doug keeps saying, that he might be gone after this year, and I'm leaning towards Doug, but I don't want to say 100% Doug's right, because you gotta leave a sliver of chance, a sliver of hope. What were your thoughts on Randy Whitman? He had a good defensive scheme, but his offensive schemes were terrible. Yeah, his offensive schemes were. I remember coming out of a timeout, his drops were horrific. You know what I mean? His offensive scheme was give John Wall the ball and everybody get the hell out the way. Honestly, that's what it was. But Whitman on defense, like, he was the only guy, if y'all remember, he was the only guy that had John Wall on check on defense. I believe John Wall made the second team all defensive team under Whitman. And after Whitman left, it was horrific for John Wall's defense. And I'm not going to say John Wall's defense was horrific, but I got annoyed. Even though I love John Wall, I got annoyed with John Wall's defense because it was super inconsistent. Super. John Wall's defense took a huge plummet after Whitman left. Whitman had him on check. Like Whitman was like, but granted, like I understand why they let go of Whitman. I wasn't a big Whitman fanboy. But you did see the identity kind of being built or installed when Whitman was there with the defensive identity that we had, especially when Ariza was there as well. Nene, he needed to hire. Yeah, I agree with Eli. He needed to hire a good offensive-minded assistant, because his offense was just give John Wall the ball and everybody get the hell out the way. Scott Brooks, I think Scott Brooks was. I don't know what to say, but I think he was just like. How can I say this professionally? I think it was just empty. Scott Brooks was empty calories. No, I'm not gonna say. No, I can't delete this. I just didn't see anything with him, honestly. I didn't. I mean, his first year, what he had Sarr. Beal broke out. Wall had his fantastic year, his first year. But like after that, he could never navigate around a team. He could never connect with his players. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of a pushover. I don't know if y'all remember. Like the John Wall. That was when John Wall started being Rosebar John Wall. That was during the time when John Wall really started to But like my take is just like, Whitman installed the identity. He was very strict. Just even looking at Whitman, you're just like, oh shit, dude. I was like, all right, I'll do some, crunches in front of you. Like, but when Brooks got here, he was kind of more like a player development coach. I remember Kevin Durant said he's a players type guy first. But sometimes those player type coaches, they try to act all cool. They try to act like, I'm one of you, I'm one of you. And then the players run all over them. And I feel like that's what happened. Our defense wasn't, Wes Unseld Jr. was like the worst out of any coaches the Wizards have had in a long time. Much respect to the Unseld family. That's all I'm going to say. Much respect to the Unseld family. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to call it, y'all. Thank you very much for the 4 people who joined the stream. I truly appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow, I think. I'm going to go to DuPont Circle. I'm going to play putt-putt. I'm going to Swingers. I'm not swinging. What the fuck? No, it's a putt-putt place in DuPont Circle called Swingers. I guess it's just like, it's a golf acronym, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to be there tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to get my swingers on today. It's the truth. It's called Swingers. In D.C. and DuPont. Oh, shit. I'm going to swing in DuPont. Not like that. It's just like, it's a putt-putt. That's my first time going to this place. And I love mini putt-putt. I used to play putt-putt golf going to Virginia Beach all the time. Because there's a shitload of mini putt-putt golfs there in Virginia Beach. But I don't like the beach anymore. I'm tan already. But yeah, man. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see y'all tomorrow, I think. I got to work on this Ken Whitmore video that Trey called me out on, rightfully so, a couple days ago on the stream. But yeah, man. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all possibly tomorrow. Oh, yeah. If you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe.